Margaret Kenyatta is the former First Lady of Kenya, wife to Uhuru Kenyatta, the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya from 2013 to 2022. But unlike many First Ladies globally who became loud, political showpieces, controversial content magnets, or headline factories, Margaret took a completely different road. She did not chase influence by volume. She earned influence by quiet results. As of 2025, Margaret Kenyatta's estimated net worth ranges between $5 million and $9 million. Her wealth is not social media brand-based, not political kickback-based, and not fake influence evaluation. Hers is a combination of family heritage assets, managed real estate, professional work history, strategic family-based wealth consolidation, and dignified financial literacy. She is the true symbol of what Kenyans today call presidential soft power, real power that does not need noise to be felt. Early life, foundation of steel. Margaret Kenyatta was born to a very structured household. Her father, Njuguna Gakpo, was a Kenyan senior government officer who worked as a director of the Kenya Railways Corporation, one of the most powerful, influential, and economically significant parastatals during his era. Her mother, Magdalena, was of German descent, giving Margaret a dual culture exposure that very few Kenyan women of her generation had. This dual exposure gave her two completely different psychological templates: German discipline, Kenyan social consciousness, order, Ubuntu, precision, community, efficiency, empathy, silent execution, shared responsibility. She was raised in a Catholic home, and Catholic theology shaped her strongly. Not performative Catholic faith, but internal moral compass Catholic faith. The kind of faith that forms behavior, not speeches. She attended Catholic schools and later joined university in Kenya, leaning into arts, humanitarian grounding, social vision orientation, and governance awareness. Margaret grew up knowing that true leadership is service. True power is moral. True legacy comes from what you leave behind for the powerless, not what you accumulate to display to the powerful. Personal life, the private pillar. Margaret Kenyatta eventually married Uhuru Kenyatta, son of Kenya's founding President Jomo Kenyatta, long before Uhuru became president himself. Together, they have 3 children, Jomo, Jaba, and Njina. Through every moment of public pressure, election chaos, international media pressure, local disinformation storms, and political weaponization, Margaret remained the fixed constant. She never became a political combatant. She never became a public debate participant. She never became firewood for propaganda. Her brand was stability. And many Kenyans who observed Uhuru Kenyatta during the most politically violent chapters of Kenya's modern history strongly believe that Margaret was the invisible emotional stabilizer of that family. Her faith is Catholic to core, but modern, positive, emotionally intelligent Catholic. She is not the type that uses religion for public performance or popularity. She is the type that uses faith for self-discipline. She also made conscious effort to stay out of unnecessary luxury culture. She is not a celebrity wife. She is not a flaunt life figure. She is harmony, groundedness, and structure, and that became what many Kenyans admired most. Professional career beyond zero. Margaret Kenyatta found her global signature legacy not through political commentary, but through healthcare. Her landmark initiative, Beyond Zero campaign. This was not public relations charity. This was structural, data-backed humanitarian governance. Beyond Zero targeted reduction of maternal mortality, reduction of early childhood deaths, improved prenatal and antenatal healthcare access, HIV stigma reduction, and care support mobile clinic provision in county-level Kenya health systems access for remote communities. Through Beyond Zero, Kenya saw real measurable output in maternal health improvement metrics. International humanitarian bodies recognized her work. African First Lady platforms elevated her and used her as a reference example of what a modern African First Lady should be. Her motto was the proof that First Ladies globally can shift nations without political war. In 2025, Margaret Kenyatta still remains one of the most respected African First Lady humanitarian legacies internationally. House tour and car collection, her lifestyle signature. Margaret and her family have high heritage lifestyle access. But her definition of home is not influencer show mansion. She prefers quiet spaces, green sanctuaries, secure, controlled spaces, peace-first architecture, functional living, and low-spectacle luxury. Her vehicle association is the same: functional diplomatic SUVs, state protocol armored vehicles, and secure official transport. She is the opposite of flamboyant wealth marketing. College career. Margaret studied in Kenya and remained deeply rooted in Kenyan intellectual community growth. Her exposure in university shaped her worldview of community-based change and shaped her awareness that Kenya needs less emotional politics and more system building. This academic grounding plus Catholic moral foundation plus multicultural childhood is exactly what gave her the psychological architecture required to run beyond zero the way she did. Cause of death. Margaret Kenyatta is alive as of November 2025. No fake death story. No rumor narrative. She remains active, respected, low profile, but continuously invited to maternal health platforms, African Leadership Women's Summits, and global philanthropic policy roundtables. Conclusion: greatest impact. In a world where power became a shout, Margaret Kenyatta proved that power can whisper and still move mountains. She is the woman who helped Kenya's mothers. She is the woman who saved infants nobody wrote headlines about. She is the woman who turned compassion into national policy. Margaret Kenyatta will remain one of Kenya's most impactful first ladies, not because she was loud, but because she was effective,